Now let's review FOIL, or how to multiply binomials. So FOIL is a thing that we call the process of multiplying binomials together. It's a mnemonic device, a way to remember how to go through the process. So the F stands for first. So the first thing that we have to do is multiply the first two parts in each factor together. So we would have to multiply x times x to get x squared. The next part is the outside part. The O stands for outside. So now we have to multiply x times 13. So that would be 13x. The next part would be the inside. The I stands for inside. So now we have to multiply negative 3 times x. So that would be negative 3x. The final part is the L, which stands for last. So we have to multiply negative 3 times 13, and we would get negative 39. If we look at the whole process together, we have to do all of it together, and we have to add them all together. So we would get x times x, which is x squared. That's the first. We're done with that. Now we need to do the outside. So x times 13, that would be 13x. And now we're done with the outside. Now we have to do the inside, which is negative 3 times x. So that would be negative 3x. And now we're done with the inside. And the last part would be negative 3 times 13, which is negative 39. And so now we're done with the last part. So now we have to combine our like terms. 13x minus 3x equals 10x, and so now our whole piece is x squared plus 10x minus 39. So now let's look at another example. Let's do this process on our own. The first is going to be x times x, which is x squared. X times 2 is going to be the next part, which is 2x. The I tells us we need to do the inside, so that's negative 3 times x, which is negative 3x. And then the last is negative 3 times 2, which is negative 6. This will clean up with these middle terms combining to be negative x. So at the end we have x squared minus x minus 6. Let's look at a similar example that has different signs. Although the numbers are the same, the signs are different, which will change the answer. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. 3 times x is 3x. And 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. So now when we combine the middle terms, they combine to x. So our final answer is x squared plus x minus 6. Notice the difference. The last answer had a minus here. Now let's look at another example. X times x is x squared. X times 7 is 7x. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 7 is 28. Now, when we combine these middle two terms, it is 11. Now let's talk about how to reverse this process with factoring.